Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. Today is a Tuesday, August 26th. And, anyway, we're going to get the show started. There's two new things I want to point out to you guys. I'm going to point them out at the end of the show once we go through the market. So let's get started. Let's open up the charts right here and take a look first at the silver price today. Oh boy, guess what? She's shooting up. Silver and gold follow each other, but they're not completely attached at the hip. The silver to gold ratio is out of skew right now. It's not normal. It's way wacky. It's wacky. And so what's happening is we're probably, when this thing gets moving, when gold and silver really get moving big time, we're going to see silver actually outperform gold. Let's take a look now, and what we see is a silver price of, what's with my charts? There, that's a little bit better. Let me pull the chart down a little bit here. 1709 bid, 1720 ask. It's up 26 cents on the day, and it's shooting heavenwards right now while I speak. Let's take a look at gold. Gold's doing the same, 1505 and shooting up, up $10.50 on the day so far. And that's nice to see, gold and silver catching a bid. 1505 for gold bid and 1506 ask. So that's what we're seeing for gold and silver today. Let's take a look at cryptocurrencies. Spread the chart out a little bit wider so we can see this. Cryptocurrency market capitalizations, 276.6 billion. And cryptocurrency, suffering a little bit right now. What's the Bitcoin dominant? 69.1%. And we're looking at a Litecoin price of $75.37. Ethereum's $197.50, and Bitcoin is $10,692. But it seems like they're moving downwards a little bit today in price. Now we're going to take a look at the Dow Jones today. Excuse me, I had to open up the window. I'll tell you why. My smoke alarm went off this morning. Don't know why it went off. At about 6 o'clock this morning it went off. So I went over and pulled the battery out of it and blew on it a little bit, tried to blow the dust out of it or whatever, and hooked the battery back up, and I turned it a thing and back on again and went back to bed. 10 minutes later, I just started to fall asleep again, and beep 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 beep. Oh my gosh! I said, what's triggering that stupid thing? I think I gotta get a new smoke detector. Anyway, let's move on with the markets. We're down 79 points today on the Dow Jones, 26,056. Yeah, so the Dow's moving down today, a little bit, but it's only a small amount, But let's take a look now at crude oil. 56. I should have my glasses on. 5607. 5607 for crude oil. It's down 0.14%, or that's 0.25%. That's not much. Crude oil's been basically going sideways for a while now. Let's take a look here at 6-month chart. Oh, they only give me the 3-month. But this is the last 3 months, and you can see it enters the picture at the same price as leaving the picture. So for 3 months, we've seen very little movement, mostly sideways on crude oil. Let's take a look at U.S. Treasuries. And we know their yields rose yesterday. Today they're falling again. But they're not falling quite as much as they rose. We've seen quite a little rise, quite a little pop in the yields. But today we're looking at 4 basis points down on the U.S. 30-year. And across the board, it looks like about 4 basis points on all the long end, on just about every treasury. On the long end of the yield curve is falling. Let's take a look at the U.S. dollar index today. And we're looking at 98.42 on the U.S. dollar index. And so the dollar's staying strong. And this doesn't surprise me. And the initial part of these recessions, this recession we got coming is an awful lot like what happened in 2008. There's marked similarities between this and 2008, and what they're going to do about it, there's probably going to be marked similarities as well. You know, Trump is already calling. Today, he's calling for a 100 basis point drop in the federal funds rate. 100 basis points. Well, they just did a 25 basis point drop. He called for a 50 basis point drop, and they did a 25. So now he's calling for 100. Well, will they do a 50? I'm just wondering, you know, a 50 basis points. Anyway, that shows that something's going on. The fact that they're dropping interest rates as fast as they can, you know. And also, he's calling for more economic stimulus. Germany now is getting into trouble real fast, and they're talking about economic stimulus today in Germany. Now, here's what I'm going to talk about. Two new things. One of the new things that I see out there is a new phenomenon. Hasn't been noticed yet. I've noticed it, and I'm going to coin it on my channel. The new phenomenon. And how it works is, if you notice what happened in Paris not long ago, and in France, you know, I think what I'll call it is the French effect. I think that's what I'll call it, the French effect. Right? It's when the people are upset, they have grievances, right? And the government just basically waits them out until they all go home. This is the new effect. Well, it's going on in Hong Kong. Okay? And I think the new effect could happen there, too. And it would be the second time, you know, it'd be like, and after a while, you know, if people are standing out in the rain and they're just constant, in the end they just can't do it forever. They got jobs and stuff. They got things they got to do. You know, they got to go back online. They got to go back on the internet and stuff, and they get tired. After about 20, 30 weeks goes by, they get tired and they go home. The French effect. Now, here's another new effect. Right here. Next domino to fall, inventory glut plagues the United States auto sector. New prices plunge in July. Here's another effect, a new effect that I'm going to talk about right here. And it's when cars, like, you know, they make new cars every single year and they get a new model year, right? It's when you can go to the car dealer and you can see cars that are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years old that are brand new. That's a new effect. It's just beginning. We're in the initial stages of this new effect, you know, where car dealers have got their lot full and not one of them selling. And so time passes, you know, and then the first thing you know, the car's 1 year old. They discount it even more because because it's a year old, and still nobody buys it. And then the following year passes, and still nobody's bought it, and they discount it even more. You know, this is this new effect, and it's going to get so much worse. It's going to become obvious to people. So you're going to get some great deals on new cars, but your new car you might buy might be 3 years old. You know, they might not even make that model anymore. I can see a day coming when you go into the dealership and he says this car is very special. Never been driven. Oh, no, sir, it's never been driven. Got the new car smell and everything. Well, how old is it? 6 years old. And they don't make this model anymore. This is the kind of world we're entering into. It's everything is starting to get turned upside down. And there's so many problems popping up here, there, and everywhere. Now, we got Brexit coming up. That could pose a huge problem for the financial system. But I'm just sitting in here thinking to myself, gee, will they find some way of being able to squiggle out of this thing? Or is it one of these things where they're going to hit the wall and it's going to have to happen? Or is there some sort of, well, last time it was supposed to happen a few months ago, and then they delayed it for another 6 months, but it was supposed to happen, but it didn't happen. And now we're approaching it again. Will it happen? Because it could. And then there's Deutsche Bank. It's been simmering there. Seems like Deutsche Bank will go down a little bit, get down to 5.85 euros, and all of a sudden, bing, it's back up to 6.25. And then it stops. And then it goes back down to 5.85 again, and bing, back up to 6.25 euros for the share price. What's going on with that? Is there some sort of invisible hand keeping them going? That's buying in just enough to get them up above 6, and then they stop buying again. And then they wait for them to drop again before they buy. It's just something weird going on with that. There's something weird going on with that. I don't know what it is, but I can tell you that something's going on. Listen, thank you guys for listening to this market report. Like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. And I really appreciate you guys watching. And we'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye, guys.